Resident Evil Zero is a game hated by many fans, and I wanted to see why. Well, also because of the Platinum video, but the game is hated for two reasons. One, really hard and difficult enemies. This monkey enemy was the bane of my existence. These enemies have high health, move around really fast, and do a lot of damage. The second reason, there's no item box. If you want to do something, you want to leave an item, you gotta drop it on the floor and come back later. And because of this hatred, I played the game with a less than positive mindset. And I wanted to see if that was true, and also the Platinum video. So with that, let's begin. A Midwestern town in America, Raccoon City. A solitary island far off in the sea, Rockford Island. An island that would become the second Raccoon City, Sheena Island. There are still many unanswered questions about these seemingly unrelated yet interesting traumatic events. Though it is believed that the international enterprise Umbrella was somehow involved, little to know is the origins of this faceless corporation. When was it established? By whom? And how was the T-virus created?
To uncover the truth, we must delve deeper into the events which transpired in the beginning.
Now, a lot of you might be wondering, Guardian, I thought you were going to do this in timeline order. Why are you playing 0 before 1 if 0 takes place before 1? Two things. One is spoilers. Resident Evil 0 has a lot of spoilers for 1, and second one, it's hard. I've heard a lot of people say this game is hard and it's difficult, and be honest, I would not want to play 0 as my first impression into the series. Well, I have played Resident Evil games before, but let's be for real. Do I want to, with the hard, what I'm trying to say is, the fixed camera, the difficult enemies, a lot of people hate it. I didn't feel interested in playing this as my first Resident Evil game in the series, so I started with 1. 1 is more important. Anyways, the train gets attacked. They sent us, the Bravo team from the first game, to check it out. And in this game, we play as the GOAT, Rebecca Chambers. Whoa, there's our GOAT, Richard! We love Richard. I've never met anyone more goated. Anyways, we go into the forest, our helicopter almost crashes. We look around to see where we are, because we're trying to find out where all those murdered people are. We find a crashed van, and we find Billy Cullen.
Prisoner Billy Cullen.
Yeah, he just said that.
26 years old. Court-martialed and sentenced to death July 22nd. Prisoner is to be transferred to the Regathon base for execution.
Rip Billy. Anyways, we gotta try and find Billy. We find the train, the Ecliptic Express, which is gonna be our starting location. We look around, and, you know, there's dead people. Rip them, you know, because they're leeches. They come back as zombies, and for some reason, in the first game, it was L1 to aim and R1 to shoot. But in this game, guess what you need to do to shoot? L1 to aim and X to shoot. It took me forever just to get that, so I don't know why they would change the controls, especially since they remastered this along with the first one in 2016.
It just doesn't make sense.
Anyways, I changed the controls so that way it would reflect better onto the ones from the first game. I find a key. Billy comes out of nowhere and puts a gun to her head. He leaves.
Be careful.
We find this guy, Edwin. I think that's his name. My name is Edwin. I made the mimic. It was difficult for me to put the pieces together. Anyways, he tells us that there's zombies, so that does mean there's zombies in the Resident Evil universe. Enrico tells us, yo, Billy Cullen killed as many as 23 people. I know, scary stuff.
You're on in.
We meet back up with mass murderer. He says, "Yo, we gotta cooperate or something."
Listen, little girl, if you haven't noticed, there's some pretty freaked out things.
He says there's freaky stuff on the train.
Want to get out of here. I don't think we stand a chance doing it alone.
You expect me to trust you?
Rebecca doesn't trust him.
I don't need your help. I can handle this on my own.
We find this guy who should be on Live League. He gets... Oh, that's disgusting. He turns into a bunch of leeches. That's like the whole point of this game. Leeches. He turns into a giant leech monster. And we have to fight him. I run away, and the leeches get all over me. And then Billy wants to be a... Billy, trying to act tough, pulls this move. What is this game? Anyways, we get to the top of the roof. Rebecca gets stuck in this room. I get a key and give it to Billy. I get an ice pick and then fight a giant scorpion. And while looking in the trophy list, there's a trophy for killing an enemy with only a knife. And because I just started and had no idea who the enemies were, I just decided, yo, I think this is it's probably for a boss. Probably means this boss. So I kill it with a knife only. But of course, it didn't mean that, and I almost die. But I get my first trophy for killing the scorpion, and then a second trophy for killing an enemy with a knife. I get a trophy for changing my costume. We attack some dogs. Get a trophy for making Molotovs. Get a grappling hook, which I hate. This grappling hook. Get a key card. We meet up with 7 minutes, and some bum talking about the T-virus being leaked. These 2 soldiers get killed. We gotta crash the train. I have to run back to the train and do some math, because I'm so smart. I then crash the train because I either gotta crash it or we derail. We then end up in an Umbrella research territory. I get a trophy for escaping the train.
Dr. James Marcus.
We find out about this guy named James Marcus.
Who on earth are those people?
And then Wesker wonders who we are. And then this bum in the background with the Leon Kennedy all haircut. We're not supposed to know who he is yet. Anyways, the twink tells us that he spread the T-virus around the train and everywhere.
On Umbrella.
He wants to get revenge on Umbrella. Who knows who he is? Legit, who is this? Who is this bum? Background characters galore. Anyways, I get a black statue. And a shotgun. Get a trophy for killing enemies with a Molotov. Saving my friend while he's being grabbed by an enemy. But unfortunately, I die. And because I didn't save before I crashed the train, I have to do that all over again. Crash the train. Save this time. Get the shotgun. I then walk around. I die again due to the leech guy. I get a trophy for blowing a zombie's leg off, blowing a zombie's head off, and then stomping a zombie's head in. Wind up a prank, grab a key, but then this giant scorpion gets us. He grabs Rebecca, and I'm fortunately able to kill him, and get a trophy for killing the centipede. Get a grenade launcher, and a clock hand. I get a trophy for trying to push something heavy with Rebecca. Get angel wings for another statue. Use the clock hands, put it in backwards, but I fixed it, and lock some doors. I get a hard drive 1 and 2. Then I get flight logs about something Spencer related. Another leech guy comes and he kills us, but it's okay because I saved. Because I'm just the GOAT. Anyways, I get the hard drive again, but me and Rebecca are about to die, so we use that. We input the code. It unlocks some doors, and then we... What? You know what? It's fine. It's fine. I get the hard drive again, and then I get killed. And I get the hard drive, and I get the hard drive and kill the leech guy this time. But because if you knock him down to a certain amount of health, he'll blow up and attack. He'll just spread a bunch of leeches everywhere. Fortunately, I survived this while using Rebecca as a human shield. I saved this time so that way I wouldn't have to deal with this. Insert the hard drive, do a chess puzzle. Gotta look like that. Again, this isn't like the Spencer Mansion, where it was designed to be difficult and challenging, to put your brains up to it. This is legit just some research facility Umbrella had. Anyways, poisonous gas comes out, and I don't know if it's either because the gas was in the room, or if it's because me and Rebecca were poisoned, but I eventually die. I don't know. As much as I love these games and their fixed camera, it's kind of annoying to deal with, especially when you can't line yourself properly. I insert the hard drive, do the chess puzzle properly this time, get a pair of demon wings, get a trophy for using a chemical. I then use the angel wings on the devil wings on the statue, and put it on a scale, which unlocks a picture. I kill some spiders, save, and do some puzzles, and because I'm such a big brain, I'm able to do it myself, just to look into how goated I am.
Are trespassing.
Twink says we're trespassing, and he's very territorial, so he releases these monkeys. Hate! Let me tell you how much I've come to hate these monkeys since I began to live. Anyways, Rebecca falls in a hole. Wesker says he's going back to the mansion to test stars to see if the T-virus is good. And then this bum, who I can't name yet because he's going to be important in the next video, he comes out of nowhere and says something must be done about that madman. He says there's a self-destruct button in the basement and he's going to blow the place up. Bro, look at this dude! Look at this light-skinned stare. Who is this bum? Anyways, I try and find Rebecca, but she's not in the spot she's supposed to be. Apparently I had to go below the surface again. I look all around. I die. Again, this game sucks. That's all I'm gonna say. I'm then able to save Rebecca this time. Then we get a flashback of Billy, where he magged up a bunch of innocent civilians and... Whoa, holy light-skin stare. Anyways, because he was the only one that didn't want to shoot them, he was framed for killing those 23 people. I attack some hunters, get a key, then I get a trophy for using this upgrade on one of the pistols. I use these tablets. That gets us to the next part, and I get a trophy for, getting to the next part. I get inside this church where only one of us can go inside. I eventually get to a boss fight where I have to fight this giant bat, which is known as one of the worst enemies in the game. Low on supplies, so I decide to run back for the grenade launcher, but, because the enemies in this game suck, I eventually die. I finally get the grenade launcher, get a trophy for shooting an enemy in the air, die again, which this happened a lot. Anyway, I get picked up by the bat and get another trophy, but I'm eventually able to kill the bat, and I get a trophy for that. Bars. Unfortunately, I need to run back for the hook shot, which is one of the worst items in the game. You're going to be hearing this a lot. I get the hook shot, I turn on an elevator, and go inside of the library. I die again because, you know, enemies in this game just suck. I play a piano with Rebecca because, you know, she's bad at it. I burn one of the leech guys with a Molotov and get a trophy for that. I'm eventually able to get to a cable car where I put the parts in and escape. Unfortunately, the monkeys come back and attack us. Billy goes overboard and he's gone for this section of the game. I escape the laboratory, which we were just in, and then I gotta fight the proto-tyrant. I'm eventually able to bring him down, you know, get a trophy, and escape the factory. I see Billy,
You're safe
save
now.
him, and have to fight the tyrant again. I kill him and get another trophy. And then I eventually get to the final boss, not the final boss fight. We see this loser, and he says that he's Marcus. Basically, Umbrella killed him because he was evil. Get this, Umbrella killed him because he was evil.
Time to die, Doctor.
Anyways, this bum, like, who is this? Says he's gonna take over his research. Anyways, a leech of his infects him. We fight him, and I'm able to bring him down. Because I'm just so goated. I use a key for... I get a trophy for using all the keys and have to fight the final boss. I don't know if this is the same boss that we just fought, but... I don't know if this is the same boss we just fought or if it's different, but anyways, I damaged it enough to where it goes into its second phase. And then we find out that sunlight's its weakness. Okay, relatable. Anyways, I have to fight it, and eventually... Queenie? Say that again? Anyways, I kill the leech. It blows up, and then, you know, Rebecca goes to the mansion because this is a prequel. Just know Billy went inside the forest unarmed with a bunch of zombie dogs, so he's probably dead. I get a trophy for escaping the power plant, killing the queen, and then I have to play again. I get a trophy for throwing a dog off of me. And then I play an extra mode called Leech Hunter, which I just have to find a bunch of leeches. I die because it's my first attempt. But I get a trophy for, you know, playing the game. I eventually play enough to where I kill all the enemies because I'm so goated. I collect every single leech because I'm just so goated. And unlocked all the rewards. I beat the game without using first aid spray and without saving. I beat the game without combining herbs. And then I play again. I combined all the herbs in the game, get an S rank, and beat the game with only Rebecca killing enemies. I play Wesker mode, which, bro, look at this guy. He has laser eyes. Do you know how cool that is? Look at that! This mode was just so fun. Oh, also I unlocked infinite ammo. I killed a leash guy with only a knife. I read all the files. I beat the game without healing. I defeat 16 bats in the church. I get a trophy for wearing Team Wesker outfits and killing 50 enemies at full charge with the laser eyes. I was trying to get the trophy for unlocking all the weapons in the game, but I had to play all over again. I don't know if it's a bug or something, but I had to play over again, like the whole thing over. I had to play the first attempts and get an S rank, I then needed to play Leech Hunter and lock the Magnum. And then play a second time, so that way I could get the... It was just a lot for me to do. Eventually, I unlock all the weapons. I don't know why it didn't give me that before. I beat the game on hard mode and unlocked the Platinum. Next week, you will get the Resident Evil 2 video. Goodbye.